Hey everyone, this is Jamie Nelson from Equilibrium Counseling Services. Today I'm here with my friend Jill Johnson Young at LCSW. And who is this you have with you?
This is Adele, and she's one of our two office dogs. And we also have Walter. Walter is blind and a little bit smaller. They're both poodles, so they don't shed and they don't have dander.
Well, that's perfect.
And they are old, so they don't bite. They're just fabulous little
They're
cuddly.
just little additions to the therapy world.
They help when you're doing grief and loss.
Yes.
People like petting when there's and having a heartbeat next to them. It calms them down.
There's something magical about having just like the softness and the love that comes from an animal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Jill specializes in working with grief and loss. That's a hard topic.
I think it's a fun topic.
Good.
Yeah.
Well,
I have fun with that topic. Yeah.
And how do you incorporate humor into your work?
Well, you have to be able to talk to people, and you have to give them permission.
Yes.
And so when you're doing grief work, you want to make sure that your clients, at least when you're in my world, because I do solution focused.
Okay.
I never say that grief lasts forever because it shouldn't.
Yeah.
And if we're saying that, then we're sending them out feeling worse than when they came in.
True.
So I talk about grief being a recovery process.
Okay.
And part of that is you have to be able to wake up, and some days, even in early loss, you need to be able to see the sunshine and laugh.
Yeah.
And go to Disneyland or whatever, and you have to laugh.
Yeah.
And so I laugh, and it gives them permission. Because lots of times when we're grieving, those around us don't want us to laugh or smile.
Right.
Because there are
rules. Calls it into question.
There are widow rules, especially. Widowers are allowed to laugh and have fun.
Really?
But widows are not. And people who've lost their children are not. But people who've lost their siblings are expected to not really have a big impact from it. There's all kinds of rules.
So they're like all unspoken rules, too.
They are.
And how are you supposed to navigate this while you're going through it?
You're supposed to find a therapist who can tell you you're not having rules.
There it is.
And to set your
boundaries. Finding a therapist to help you through that journey, that process, and tell you that you're okay and you're doing it right.
And to teach you how to set the boundaries.
Yes.
Because really, you're going to do grief your way, and I'm going to do grief my way. And if someone wants to tell me how to do grief, which I've had people do, because I've been widowed twice, so, they have lots of opinions.
Yeah.
I've learned to actually role play with my clients, and we figure out ways for them to respond in a way that works for them with their vernacular.
Beautiful.
But basically to say, I'm so glad you're so interested in my grief process, but it's mine.
Yes.
And I'm going to do it.
Taking ownership of it.
Right.
So that it is about you and about your experience. Because even though you lost someone, you're the one still going through it right now.
Yeah, and if somebody's had a long-term loss, like a chronic illness, most of those folks are done with their grief in the first 3 months, the worst of it. Because if they've done it right, they've prepared all the way through the dying process, and they've said a lot of their goodbyes, if they've done it right. Sudden deaths, it's a different experience.
Absolutely.
Child and infant loss, and especially mortality before birth, that's a different loss.
Absolutely.
But there's a different rate of recovery, and everyone's is a little unique. And we should really let people honor that.
Absolutely.
And if someone is getting done sooner, we shouldn't tell them they should go back to grieving. We should let them be done and acknowledge it. So that's what I'm doing research right now.
Beautiful.
Because I've got, in fact, if you go to my website.
Ooh, plug.
yourpaththroughgrief.com. It's a really cool website. There's a free page for therapists.
Beautiful.
Blogs about what dying looks like.
Okay.
What grief looks like.
Okay.
Things never to say to a grieving client, because you'll run them out of your office and never see them again.
Okay.
And they'll never see a therapist again because
they think
when we do stuff like that, we ruin it for them.
Yeah. What was that website again?
yourpaththroughgrief.com.
yourpaththroughgrief.com.
It's got that www thing in front of it.
I mean, don't they all?
Yes.
And if somebody is going through this, or if a therapist has a referral, how would they find you? Where do you work?
I'm at Central Counseling Services in Riverside. I co-own it with Sherry Shockey-Pope, who's well known in the IE because she also coaches people on how to open practices and do it right and not spend a ton of money. Yes. We started about 9.5 years ago. We're coming up on our 10th year.
Congratulations.
Very excited about that. And we've gone from the 2 of us to 28 of us.
Wow. And fun fact, I used to work at Central Counseling Services a couple years ago, right when I got licensed. And it's a wonderful, warm, fun place, especially when you have little ones running around, poking their heads into sessions.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm Well, thank you for joining me
Thank
today.
you
This
for
was
being here.
really informative, and we're going to check out your website. And if anybody has any questions, specific questions about grief, loss, feel free to leave comments, message me. I'll forward them on to Jill, and we'll get some specific answers.
And you can reach me through my website.
Beautiful.
Yes, there's an email link.
Awesome. I will also link your email in the description thing.
And you can find my grief books on there, which is very cool too.
Yeah, author,
it's all,
owner,
everything
therapist.
together.
She's doing it all.
I am. And the Central Counseling Services is the website too.
Absolutely.
But you can Google us. We're there.
They're everywhere. The hub of the IE.
So glad
I'm coining that term.
Thank you. I like it.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank
and
you for
we'll
being
see
here.
you guys on the next one.